thought I had it on. Welcome to the Master Plan Subcommittee meeting, November 20th, 2024. We are continuing to review the questionnaire, and we have two components that need to be reviewed this evening. One is the introduction, and then the second is housing and zoning. So let's begin with introduction, and we'll just move that way. Phil emailed a copy of that, and I thought it was well done.
And then I took that,
So is there any, you put that on the cover?
yes, I hope you got that.
I didn't. I just,
You get
Yes, I did.
today?
it? Yesterday or the day before. So, I actually meant to ask you, I sent I had two options and I chose your town email.
Oh. I don't have it, I don't even know I had a town email.
Okay, well, okay,
Really?
yeah. So, I guess the quick recap is, I took what Phil gave us.
Yep.
Made it, and I was, it's also not loading in my phone here. I didn't print a
Can
copy.
you just send that to me?
If I'm on Wi-Fi now, I'll do it with my phone, yeah.
That way I'll find out in my email.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had a, maybe that's why I didn't get anything from Naomi.
Yeah. And I guess, here, I can forward the email. I've got it right here.
If they were to Pastor Stockhouse, right, at Gmail?
Yes,
Okay.
done. And hopefully that includes my preamble, but I can summarize that as well. But I took what Phil gave us, put it in the intro, and then I asked that the review, unfortunately, ahead of time, double-checked the wording I had put in for questions 28 and 29. I thought I had followed what we had written. I didn't have an exact wording written down for 28, so I took what I thought was a reasonable stab, and then I tweaked the 29 questions slightly, because, again, I don't remember
that's
the
fine.
wording before, but just to make it a little more generic, then we will use this restrictive
I
option.
like what you've done.
Okay. Frankly, I was surprised you said that we had these sections to review. I was like, man, I mean, we do, but thought it was pretty good. But it made more sense when you didn't have the email.
Yeah. Well, I had responded to Phil's first email with and that's what I cut this out of. So that's what Phil has here. Unless did you add something to what Phil had?
I changed one capital letter to lowercase
Okay,
in the, yeah.
okay.
The last paragraph, thank you for your participation. I made your
Okay,
lowercase.
your lowercase. Oh, okay.
And that was to
Yep.
line up with the previous paragraph where
Yep.
the please was
Sure.
lowercase.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And then everything else on this doc is unchanged except
Yep.
for 28 and 29.
okay. So I can go to that. No, don't do that. Okay.
And to construct this, I took my notes where I had basically take the top box that used to exist in housing and zoning section. We made some edits and then unedited one of them, moved that down to 28. And then, like I said, I didn't have a question written down here. So what I wrote was, what is your general opinion of the concept of zoning?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's what I had.
okay, great.
Opinion on zoning in general, yeah.
And then 29 was exactly what Phil sent us, 2 meetings ago?
Yep, and you use the modifying word, which I think just nails it.
But otherwise, copy paste, and then, editing the bullet points to line up.
Okay. And it, okay, so. Oh, there's my new email. How long have I had that?
I don't know.
That's not a good sign, you know.
That planning may have been on the very recent list.
Okay,
I don't have my selected notes with me, otherwise I could tell you.
hey, oh, good. So that's the preferred email to use?
That just, it allows you to keep your town stuff,
Separate.
yeah, it can be,
Yeah, that's why I've got 6 other emails.
and then, when we actually talked about it, it turned out interesting, our IT guy, Doug, happened to be at the meeting this past Monday. He was able to speak at length, about like, as people leave committees, we still have an obligation to maintain those records for some amount of time. And we all need to look it up at the, we being the selectman level, and see what that was, but I seem to remember it being a year, but whatever the number is. So the town emails help us
Yeah,
with all that too.
great.
Yeah.
Good.
And I don't want to be too forward, but I was going to propose that we take this draft and submit it to the planning board.
I agree.
That's exciting, good.
And
So
then-
do you feel, with that statement, feel that there's nothing else to run over?
We could double check that we've covered the RSA that defines a master plan, but we spent so much time on that in the beginning.
Yeah, I think we've covered that.
Yeah, I think it'd be
I
busy
think,
work.
I think what we did with eliminating that one area that was like, it's addressed everywhere else, why do we
Yeah.
need to do that? Because it wasn't helpful. I'm in agreement that this is what we should do.
Yeah, and we ended up 49 questions. It's not even 50, and some of them are boilerplate. I think we'd expect
Yeah.
people to say like no comment on town communication, some of that stuff, but I think it's a reasonable survey to get the amount of information that we hope to get to be able to do a good master plan update.
Okay?
And then the second thing I was going to propose was, since we were talking at the planning board meeting, we have the potential zoning amendments. That is gonna be kind of crunch time going into January. I was gonna propose that we recess until the chair calls another meeting based on the planning board's availability to review this.
Okay, I think we can do that, except that we have 2 meetings plus tonight's minutes.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know how that works to approve a meeting that you approve minutes at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
It's kind of similar to, we have the board policy of non-public minutes, and because you end up recursive there as well, of like, we're calling a
Right.
meeting to review non-public minutes, and those generate minutes. And so
Right.
we've said, the minutes shall state, basically at the review meeting, saying, this is the final draft, we all agree that there's no review of this is what it will state.
right, okay.
And so we could do something like that.
Okay, so that means if, how do we, because we haven't been posting minutes. We've been posting meetings, because we don't have anything on the website that pertains to us.
I think we do have a master plan subcommittee section,
Do we?
and our agenda is posted every week before our meeting. And then there's another subsection with all the updated minutes, but the last one that was posted as of, last time I checked was October 2nd. But it's,
Yes, there's the, if you go to the boards and committees section, there is a
Oh, okay, there
master
it is.
plan update.
Yep.
And, yep, I concur, see it October 2nd, is the
Okay.
latest minutes.
Yeah, it's identified as draft, but it will change because we already approved it.
Yep.
But the minutes aren't submitted for the 16th or the 6th.
I have confirmation that it's on its way, so.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
And we could, if we acknowledged now, like in a videoed meeting, we're gonna meet one more time just to review minutes.
Right.
We could do that upstairs anytime we feel like it, and the minutes will state, like, minutes review, and don't do anything else. I mean, we could do all this, we could do the video again, make sure, but I think setting up the laptop would take longer than the minutes review.
correct.
yes.
Yeah, we don't need a public forum to accept the minutes.
It would be public in that people could attend, we would have to post it. I'm just suggesting that we could overlap, like, with another, if,
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
that there's an
different
issue with,
yeah.
like, finance committee as well.
Yeah.
And so if we actually, I forgot about that, this works out pretty well, with us wrapping up
Well, they're done, we gave them the 18th.
the December.
Yeah.
15th, yeah. So what,
At our last meeting, we weren't gonna meet then. All right, let's just take this one step at a time then. So, you're making a motion that we submit
I am,
what we have?
to the planning board.
And
for
Phil is seconding.
review. Yep.
Yes.
And any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And why don't we plan to meet the 4th?
2 weeks from today? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Just because it's already on the calendar
Yep,
to accept minutes only.
yep. Only thing on the agenda,
Yeah.
and we will,
And then recess until, because that way the 4th will be a week ahead of the planning board meeting on the 12th, which it may not get done because of it's only one meeting.
yeah, I think that's gonna be a busy meeting.
So, it might not be until January. So then we can go from there to see what the next step is.
Yeah.
So then the question becomes, would you be interested in continuing the process?
What does that necessarily entail?
It would be taking the current master plan and identify things that we could easily update.
I think, well, the next step is generate the survey.
Right.
And-
Generate the survey, but I'm saying that the next, I'm asking are you willing to, or interested in continuing in the whole process? Because I don't see the whole committee
Sure.
having the time or interest to nail down. So it may not, it may be taken from us, and the committee will take care of it, or it may become a subcommittee. That's yet to be seen, but we still need to implement. So once they approve, then we need to go through the implementation process. It would be the next step.
Yeah, can I give my tentative, thoughts that, most likely, yes,
Yeah,
but I can commit.
yeah, I understand. Well, I'm just trying to anticipate what we would have for personnel and whether we'd have to recruit others.
Yeah, I mean, my instinct is that I'd like to stay on board and see
Okay.
this thing through.
Gotcha.
Well, I think something we did well ahead of time was say, we're boxing this in, we're saying this is what this subcommittee will get done.
Right.
And if we could do the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
say, this will conclude when, and maybe it's two more phases. The first phase is get it done and get the, what am I trying to say? Get a draft of the survey put together and reviewed, make sure everybody's happy that, yes, what this says is what will go out to people. I don't think that would take that long.
Right.
And then a follow-on of, we have results back, and that may be, again, 2 months down the line if we're trying to leave it open, get enough data, all that. And then that next phase being update the plan. Or
So that's 4 steps down the road.
it may be, yeah, we may look at the results and say, one person filled it out. And I'm trying
Yeah,
to think of
yeah.
possible outcomes.
Yeah, or there's vast interest in
Yep.
people to sit on this board, and that's great, so.
Sure.
Okay. All right, so we will meet the 4th to do minutes only
Yep.
and submit on 12/12 to the planning board. Okay.
Can you say that one more time? You're submitting,
So
On
part
the
of the,
12th?
part of what we voted on is that we were to submit to the planning board on the 12th of December, our final draft.
That's the next planning board meeting.
oh, okay, so it doesn't get sent immediately now?
No,
Okay.
no. No, I think if we could, say, have it sent to them a week ahead of time.
Yeah. I mean, is there any reason not to send it?
No, I
Today?
think, you can send it tonight if you want to.
Then I won't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think you should.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everything's,
We just
Pretty
take the word
straightforward.
draft off.
yeah, just take the draft off and update it to today.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it should have today's date on the current version.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm quibbling here. Is it a draft until the planning board has finalized it, though?
Mhm.
So really don't touch it.
Right,
Okay. Then would you like to send it as chair?
sure.
It's even better for me.
Yeah, I'll send it as chair to the crew.
Thank you.
What is it in? A Word document?
It's a Word doc, yeah.
Okay. And it's already attached to that email, so. All right, so I can just download it and just do, yeah, because I don't use Word, sorry.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if I did a PDF or whatnot
Yeah.
last time.
I use Open Office,
Yeah, cool.
which is fine. I don't like to have to spend money if I don't have to. Although, there's a free version of Word now that they try to coax you into buying it eventually.
Still use my college license, so.
So, okay. So we're submitting the questionnaire. Next step after that, if it's approved, is implementation. Next step after that is result review, and then begin the process of updating the plan, which may not be part of our purview. But because we've been involved with developing the questions, I think we'll have a better idea of how to do the result review.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any other business?
Maybe just, you have been pushing this for a long time, and even just kind of pulling in towards the end here, it's still exciting to see it moving forward, so I guess a little, maybe it's premature, but congratulations on
Oh.
seeing it moving forward,
Yeah,
and thank you for
you're welcome.
continuing to push on it.
Seconded.
Mhm.
That's all.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Second? Or I will make that motion.
Okay.
Okay, Sailor makes the motion. And I will second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.